Yeah, Jay, here we are.
This is definitely different than the boat.
I know you can actually put your coffee down without it flying away.
Unless I do this.
Is nice. Great.
Now it's just like the boat.
And now it is like the boat, just as messy too. But today we're doing season 1, episode 2. Now you're Captain Jay. Back then you were just a deckhand.
Did you have hair back then? Or you still had the same haircut?
I still didn't have hair. That still hadn't reached yet.
It's gonna bring back a whole lot of good and probably bad memories.
That's right. You gotta take the good with the bad, though.
That's tuna fishing, the epic highs and the epic lows.
All right, let the games begin.
I don't know if I should be scared or happy.
Well, at least I'll be able to see if I missed anything that I forgot to yell at you about.
On Wicked Tuna.
Shoot.
There's no more money after this risk.
Me and you are gonna team up to outfish.com.
Oh, this is so long ago.
I know.
Man.
This is my business. This ain't your business. Shark! Oh, heads up! Heads up!
Yeah.
I remember that.
Fishing is a hard life.
There's gonna be a confrontation here.
And harder with bluefin stocks depleted. In Gloucester, Massachusetts, there's a special breed of fishermen. For generations, they've used rod and reel to catch the elusive bluefin tuna.
Yeah, baby!
They depend on these fish for their survival. The competition is brutal.
Measurable prick!
This is Wicked Tuna.
What was his name? That mate's name? Bill Monty's mate's name? I forget his name. Scott.
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 It's great to be on top. It's great to make all the money.
Look at
but with
Dave.
that, nobody likes a winner.
He looks like a fresh out of high school.
Look at you. You haven't aged a day. Still got the same hair.
But I'm keeping up with the young guns. Get out of the way.
If it's on my mind, you're gonna hear about it. And if you did something to me,
Who's
I'm
that
gonna
guy?
do something back to you.
I don't know. Never seen him before. Persona non grata.
Go. All right, let's go.
Look at Sandro. He looks like a high school kid.
Pulling out of Gloucester Harbor. Got a 20.
Just wait till you see me with no beard.
Cape Cod Bay. We like the bait fishing. That's what we're good at. This is all skill fishing. This season, we're catching more fish than anyone, again, and we work hard and we put fish on the deck. That's the bottom line. It's great to be on top. It's great to make all the money. It's great to be successful. But with that, you know, people have been following us everywhere.
Dave's still got the same attitude, huh?
Catching them or not.
No, he's mellowed out over the years. He actually smiles these days.
That leaves me $3,000 in the hole. These next 4 or 5 days.
What was I doing?
Yeah, I know.
I've got no more reserves.
We were that bad?
Built up in the
What?
bank account.
I guess we were that bad.
I don't know.
There's nothing left to give. We're gonna follow Tricky Dave on the tuna.com
Look at,
down to Cape
did you
Cod
notice
Bay.
about? Did you see that?
Inshore fishing, but it's
That was when we had the metal
$500 to get the
and it was
equipment,
all
the
rusty.
fuel, the ice
And then
to get
now,
it.
after
If
Wicked
I
Tuna,
fall
though, we
now,
got to put a nice
I'm gonna
stainless
fall
steel
high.
strip down the bow.
Hey, we actually have a stern now, too.
Yeah. Yeah, you can afford a stern these days. The Wicked Tuna years were good to us.
Thank you.
We are just doing our program, trying to catch a couple fish. That's about it.
Back in the day, it was just chum, 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 huh?
Yep.
Now you can't even do that.
No, it's been a
We
few
haven't seen
years
much
since
yet
the
here
sharks
today.
were bearable
Hedge our
enough
bets
to
a bit,
chum.
I think, and we're gonna slide over and
That's a
snuggle
big
up
handful of chum, huh?
Hey,
We're saving the birds.
how long you been throwing that? I wonder why chum was costing me so much.
Well,
maybe not.
you chum and they will come.
You're
At
not
least I
supposed-
wasn't playing with birds like he was.
It's not supposed to feed the birds. Don't feed the birds.
Right now, Dave, look at them. Look at the size of that mark. A fish finder's the sonar, and it just marks the bloodline.
Did you
of
get
a
those
fish.
numbers?
When we say we're marking, that means we see him around the boat.
Going down, going down.
800-pounder, right?
Yeah,
under
any
the boat.
numbers where he's going to be
70
is where
feet
we're
tall,
not
ready
going to go.
Anywhere from 70 to 90.
Contaminated areas.
Got fish here, but we can't seem to get one to bite. You're eating our chum, coming up in all the pieces, Jason.
This is really northwest corner.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. That's where we worked that whole first year.
Nice dark red in color. That's the giant tuna. Those are the ones I
We
want
were
to see.
the only ones there.
Fish right here, really big fish.
I kind of like when the boat was a little bit red.
Yeah.
Oh, we're on.
Got him?
Hell yeah! Is Dave on?
What's he doing?
No, he's on a
He's on a
fish.
fish.
James on a fish.
Sandro! Forward right, forward right. Oh yeah. Probably just gonna come up tail first. Paul will stick a harpoon in it from the side. That'll be the end of the story.
Never count your chickens before they hatch. Anything can happen at any given time.
100 feet, Sandro, 100 feet to go.
We were so close to catching that fish. What happened?
I don't know.
Why don't you put the boat over? Why don't you put the boat over there? Only
I don't know,
100
Jay.
feet
I don't
too
know. These are always the hard days. You gotta watch it happen.
Yeah.
Be the observers.
I'll call color.
If you were only 100 feet that way, we would have caught a fish.
And he'll throw the harpoon out.
No, your
and
chum
we'll stick the
failed.
fish. Hit that pitch.
You chummed a little better. You could have brought him over to us.
Got one.
You know what Paul says? Little pieces. Little pieces.
Paul was playing with birds.
Don't drive over. I got the gaff right here.
Give me that gaff.
You do your thing, I'll do mine.
You got him?
I don't have him that good. Hurry up.
Wow.
Watch the tail, he's still alive.
That's Dave's old boat, too.
Smash! Well, water, that was pressure.
You can always count on Paul making you laugh.
Yep.
Smoked right there.
Dave got hit in the head too. You can laugh about that.
Oh, yeah, that was-
Fish was nice and calm, and I had my head right down there, leaning over the
Watch
transom
this.
right behind me.
And-
Tail kick, hit the gap, and smashed me right
Right
inside
Take
of the face.
that. Even the fish don't like
Right
them.
overboard, put the tail rope on. Pulls the guy right overboard.
It's like somebody cracking you over the head with a baseball bat. Rang my bell for a little bit. That's not the first time it's happened to me. It won't be the last.
Just call them lumpy.
That fish is about 550, 600 maybe. So he'll probably bring
That's a
in
nice fish, though.
Yep. He's in great
we
shape.
need one more. Get out of our way.
And we just sitting, and we're just sitting there watching.
Now I'm really fuming. Let's hope we can get this rod to bend any minute now.
We'll get our turn, Jay. Every dog has his day.
We definitely had him sniffing around.
Gonna have to smoke
Either
him
a
out.
shark or it's him right here, Jay. For a minute here, we had a really big fish flying around.
How high did he come, Dave?
He was at like 1 or 2 fathoms. All right, we're seeing fish, which is a really good thing. We're marking a lot of fish here today. It's like the tuna gods heard my prayers. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen big, and it's gonna happen soon.
You've been saying that
Here comes another
forever.
one. Straight up.
That's all you can do to it. Any minute now, this place is gonna bust wide open. I tell my clients that all the time.
We're gonna try and get another rod out here. Hopefully this fish will stick with us. He's been with us 5 or 10 minutes here. Generally, if we can get him to stick around in the chum long enough, I can usually sting him with a hook at some point. All right, is that fish still high?
What was that? What was all
Look at those
that?
sweatpants.
What was all that?
What?
Think it's time for a new pair?
Yeah, well, you know, that was back in the day.
Nice! Nice!
What was Dave doing?
Switcheroo?
Yeah.
He was using the chum dumpster.
Pressure shark.
Oh.
Kidding me.
It's not a fresh shark, it's a dogfish.
But we are this close to the plan coming together.
That was when the time,
Yeah.
if you remember, we hooked a dogfish and the dogfish was on the line.
Right, and then the tuna,
But
yeah.
they're not playing it how it was.
What the hell was that? Give me a gift.
Oh, there's a thresher. Looks like we're gonna have
Can you
shark
bite the
steaks
tail,
tonight
Jay?
for dinner,
Is it
Jay.
big enough?
Yeah.
Watch the tail.
Heads up! Heads up!
Watch
Take
that
that.
tail.
Heads up!
I was trying to catch it.
Let it go, Dave.
Remind you of discipline when I used to babysit, huh?
Is that what you used to whip me with back in the day?
No, I used my belt. I was just trying to train you for when someday in the future we'd be fishing for thresher
You
sharks.
told me that line one time, if you can dodge a thresher shark, you can dodge a wrench.
That's right. Or you can dodge a ball. Uh-oh.
These thresher sharks,
Tasty.
they do have a commercial value, but I don't
Now,
qualify for a shark permit, so
I
I
can only
can't bring a guy
imagine-
in and sell it.
the squealing that's going to happen when people these days see an episode and you harvest and eat a shark. How times have changed.
Yep. Nobody likes nice organic food nowadays.
Shark steaks, it's what's for dinner.
And you're a good dentist.
It's been a rough start to the season.
There goes Bill, Billy Boy.
Lost a lot of
Yeah.
fish. In addition, I'm pissed off
Having
that
bad
Dave
luck,
from
too.
Tuna.com gave me bad information, and it's going to be hard to trust him in the future.
So you think the numbers that Dave gave Bill was on purpose, those bad numbers, or do you think he had a plan there?
Well, of course, Dave's just a competitive person. You have to take everything he says with a grain of salt, because ultimately he wants to win. Dave's all right, but you can't trust him. He's like a wet fart. You got to be careful.
He's a great giant tuna fisherman, and nothing bad comes out of his mouth.
Out of here!
Nothing bad comes out of his mouth.
This is my business. This ain't your business.
Oh yeah, Ralph, he's a sweetheart.
He's a hothead.
I'm a husband and I'm a commercial tuna fisherman. You know, trying to tell you what I'm about. Tell me what day.
I miss him like I miss anal warts.
I think I'm an honest guy. I'm a reliable guy. Nobody doesn't know what's on my mind.
When you come like right in my...
I don't know what to say with that.
Exactly,
When
Jay.
I say sometimes they don't, but if they don't, go themselves.
Ralph is not a guy you want to mess with. He's a pretty tough guy.
He's a pretty tough
He'll
guy.
go up in the parking lot with you.
I would consider Billy one of my true friends. The ocean is so vast. If you don't have a good network of people,
You know, there's some guys in life
information, you're gonna
that the
miss
moment
out.
you meet them,
So he was,
you realize
valuable to me over the
you
years.
never want to see them again.
He told me he was going to the bay, so that's typical Dave.
He keeps trying to text you.
one thing and he does something else.
He doesn't care. Listen, we gotta have fun with this. So what we're gonna do is me and you are gonna team up to outfish.com. That's all. You're unbelievable. He shouldn't have...
Here's a question. Would you share information with Bill?
All right, Billy. Talk to you.
I would try to work with Bill, but what concerns me is some of his associations, if you will, I'm not particularly fond of.
And that's could be the same issue with Dave.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you're gonna put it, come on.
Oh, this is when we made raviolis.
Number one.
Yeah, so
So one, then two or three. This is my dad's house. The whole clan today will be here. My older sister, my two younger sisters. Money's been a little tight recently. I haven't caught a fish in over a week. I got a wife and 3 kids to support with my oldest daughter in college.
wow, working, huh?
Don't get any ideas. We're making the raviolis.
You know, seeing you in the kitchen working, why don't you work that hard on the boat?
As long as I can remember.
I am working hard. Somebody's got to be watching the machine.
David, I'm impressed.
Yeah, where's the knife?
Look at you.
Knife.
I knew you were looking for a bait knife.
David, it was nice of you to show up, unlike our parents' anniversary picture. I didn't show up for that.
What
I
happened
was
there?
busy fishing.
It should be a
They know the
relaxing day,
deal.
but I still, in the back of my mind, you know, those other guys are out fishing. So I'm wondering what's going on.
David, you're making a mess over here. Here's an apron for you.
Can't we just hose it down? when
Dave,
we're
I'm pretty
done?
sure you got the same outfit.
Not like the boat.
Jeans, belt, black tee.
I can wear the same shirt over and over and over and over again.
And that's a tough one for a family. You know, families need stability.
But it is, I'm bringing flashbacks of my dad, you know, he's
Yeah.
gone now.
Yep.
Lost him a few years ago.
You better start saving? Yeah. I don't think so. Fortunately, they've learned to adapt. You know, this is our way of life.
I don't get to see my dad often, and I really love hanging out with him. It's
Gel's in New York, Angelica's in New York,
What he loves, and
in the movie production industry.
I always worry about being out. I worry about all the kids, but him a little more.
It's probably tough seeing your dad here, just losing him a couple years ago.
That's a tough flashback.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
He was always there to support you, even though he wasn't in the fishing industry. He did insurance, but he was always, hey, Dave, how you doing? How's the fishing?
He never knew where I got the whole fishing thing, Jay, but he always supported me. You know, and he was always good for a phone call and a in a pep talk.
This is what I do.
Yeah.
This is what
But it was good to see him, though. It was definitely good to see him.
Dead hands off the wheel.
What a great line.
That was a great line.
Now we have to follow up with this guy?
In order to be a great giant tuna fisherman,
Okay,
you gotta be a great
Stain.
bait fisherman.
That's horrible. That's bad.
He earned it. I tried to get along with him. I tried. God knows I
Taking
tried.
something out of a box and putting it on a hook.
Oh, what happened? You don't want to know.
Pirate's great.
Nice big whiting.
He's the best.
He lost the whiting.
Man, that sucks.
I give you all my secrets.
That's why we have a net.
You should start catching something.
It's real important to have someone on the boat other than the captain to be able to catch bait.
Ahoy there, mateys.
I'm the first mayor in the RC.
Unfortunate. Pirate's gone.
Yeah.
You know, just this year he passed away.
A lot of friggin' stuff to learn.
Always a positive person. He was a positive and funny.
That's right.
Make things fun.
Yep. Continue to smile, continue to laugh. In
Look at-
spite of being stuck in the boat
Look at
with Ralph.
he's all tangled up and still making it fun. But look at him. Look what he did.
He's non-confrontational, which is great for me because I'm a confrontational guy.
Well, if you're the
Well, that's
captain
because
too.
Ralph never figured out how to properly
Coil.
set the lines.
You know,
You don't need to coil it.
you need a reel on your line.
I showed you last week. I'll show you again. All right.
Doing the way he do it, he was asking for trouble. Of course that was going to happen.
Yes, sirree. There's a way.
Pirate was great, though. Pirate was great. No doubt about that. Now, where are we? Up.
Oh, here comes some drama.
The Bountyless Hunter. Uh-oh.
Dave is sneaky.
Oh, wait. I remember this one. This is when he calls him out.
Dave came to the boat.
Watch for the eye twitch. Watch for the eye twitch.
And of course, he
Calls him out.
where he was.
We got $7,700.
That's awesome. I got a question for you, though. The night when you caught the fish,
Yeah.
you told me you're up in the high ground. I drove around for an hour looking for you.
I know, 240 feet of water.
That's your exact words. I got witnesses.
Dave's behind us. I see the light, I see him, I see his
Called him right out.
When we're down on the boat and I confront him with the situation, his eye starts flickering, and every time his eye starts
There it is.
big sign that he got nervous and he's been caught.
Why would I tell you it was on the high ground?
Well, your eyes would twitch too if you were fully.
Wasting time, wasting my money.
Yeah, maybe I did or I didn't.
Is that his sign? He's got
The most accurate information, but it's part of the business.
We're supposed to be sharing information so that everyone catches more fish. He had this
Now,
grin.
what's funny about all of this, right, is now you know I never talked to any one of these guys before. They put us in this fishbowl together that's wicked tuna. And then now we're gonna work together because we're creating a TV show. And everybody's all gung-ho to work together.
The saga continues.
And the truth is, that's the last thing anybody would do. Right? Because you put cameras in front of everybody, they couldn't wait to backstab each other. And that's why ultimately, if you watch, we wind up moving away from the whole pack. With the whole bunch of backstabbers stick themselves in each other in the back.
Watching his back.
You know what helped us out a lot too? All these guys are in that same one marina.
Right.
We were off on our own. You know, we could leave whenever.
Working with the guys I could trust that I worked with for 20 years before I ever met any one of these guys. There's a reason I never talked to any of them. But you can't argue the show's success. We did 13 seasons.
You know that? Billy
It
is
was just
passing lanes
insufferable
on us, this boat, for
with
his
some of them
unproductive
being
year,
trapped with
because
these
we're not
guys.
telling him when we
Like
get
Dave's
our bites.
Dave's
He's not
telling
catching
him
fish because of
that
him.
Bill's
We're here today, he's
not catching
We've been
fish 'cause
here
.com.
many days, and he's not here, and we're catching fish. It's a drama. It's childish.
He's not catching fish because he's not fishing.
Nobody can really blame us, man. I only tell people so much stuff. The rest they gotta figure out on their own.
That's true.
Yeah, there's some truth to that.
You.
And away we go.
Wonder what you're gonna yell at me now about.
I'm sure I'll find something.
I get a few
Oh, I
little
remember
things
this.
to get, you know, some deck
Talk about a
lights.
$500 friggin' light bulb.
If I can't see, I know this habit like the back of my hand, but if I wind up going someplace where I don't know where I am, getting in there without driving onto the rocks.
Silence is
might
golden,
kinda help.
duct tape is silver.
I learned
I
that.
remember that shirt.
I learned that one quick.
What's going on?
You learned that when you were young, Jay, right?
Yeah.
So I need a few things, but I want to give you guys a check for my account first.
Okay, yep.
I think my balance is like 8. I'm going to give you 6 today.
Sounds good.
And hopefully that'll keep me going a little bit.
All right.
Now, fortunately, the businesses I do business with in Gloucester, they'll be willing to give you a certain amount of credit if they think they're back.
It's good with the community, you know, even though we're not catching fish, they're still letting us buy stuff.
Yeah, no. Having the charge is essential
You know, fortunately,
in
at this point, I still
the
have a
fishing
good
industry.
reputation for
And having a
paying my bills.
reputation,
We'll have to see where
Pay
paying
back.
it back is equally as important because they won't give you forever. You know,
Yeah.
eventually you got to catch a fish and pay the money back.
$400 light bulb.
$400 light bulb. You didn't seem that happy about that.
So I had to
Yeah,
get
you'd
a
think
new
for
light bulb
$400
the
bucks they'd give you a
spotlight,
hand job
two
after the
spotlights,
install.
2 jack lights. That set me back pretty close to another $1,000.
You can't say that.
It's like, Ken, this is YouTube.
We're gonna need a couple
I
of
can
big
say whatever the
to
I
make
want.
this
Oh, so they don't bleep up the swears?
No, I don't think they're gonna on this, Jay.
All right, so
Not a boy. Now you're learning.
I was thinking you'd be smoking more cigarettes.
On the screen, this is ridiculous.
I know, I was amazed they actually showed it.
Screw around with Dave from the tuna.com and get
My,
a
how
taste of
times
his
have
own medicine.
changed.
Captain.
They showed a shark being killed and eaten. They showed me smoking a cigarette back then. It's like a different world now.
Did you see the bilge pump spot?
No, let's not go there.
1,000-pound fish everywhere. You gotta get over here, Dave. You won't be sorry, trust me.
I'm sure .com's gonna think
That was my shout out to Ralph.
and I'm in the right spot right now, so not like creating a little controversy early in the
I
morning.
thought you shouted him out.
Stay.
I thought you shouted him out in the bucket.
Get ready to move.
Really?
We haven't marked one fish yet. Time to take a little safari here.
It's interesting is that 38 Duffy, same boat I have now that's the hide merchandise too. You're captaining the old boat. And Joe's driving yachts in New York. Times have definitely changed.
Is that a pink shirt?
Just say ho. It's a Christmas shirt in July, Christmas in July.
point here, I've got enough fuel and ice to fish today and possibly tomorrow. If we don't produce a fish here, this season.
Did you see that? You got that one. That was a big ling-ling. I told you. Don't be afraid of the ling-lings. They love the ling-lings.
So we steamed out the numbers that Ralph gave us.
Where are we fishing
A
here?
lot of fish. Okay, let her go.
Do you remember where?
You're good.
No, wait. I'll figure it
Cape
out.
Cod Bay?
We're probably a long way from wherever the hell these guys are, Jay. You know, they used to yell at us to production. Used
To go
call us
closer.
and yell at, will you go fish for those other guys?
No.
Hated fishing around those other
Not
guys.
only are there no fish, but it's becoming the busiest part of the ocean.
Yeah, those guys are in Cape Cod Bay.
I don't know. What the
Day in the bay is a day without pay.
Oh wait, that's
Oh wow, there's was that Toots? Look, that's
Yeah,
Toots.
yeah.
Scroby. William
Yeah.
Scrobeck, Scroby.
so they must be
One
on
of the
Jeff-
old school Gilnet guys. He's gone too. Everybody dies.
He died?
But yeah, he died 10 years ago. Scroby though. Wow, that was a blast from the past seeing that boat.
Yeah.
On the Toots. The Toots was the name of his boat. Had nothing to do with Wicked Tuna, but good old school fisherman.
I've seen Zippo Nada.
Oh. Now Ralph and Dave are buddies.
Well, maybe no one's putting the effort in, Dave. That shouldn't stop you.
What'd he say?
He said, you gotta put the effort, Dave.
Oh, you know
That
what
shouldn't
happened here.
be stopping you.
Ralph sent us on a goddamn goose chase. And I'd rather just turn off the radio and not listen to all the
You saw Ralph
their own thing. Which is
giving false information to Dave.
Yeah. Well, he did get a little dose of his own medicine. You
Yeah.
know? What's
Yourself.
that old saying go that what's good for the douche is good for the gander?
That was a decent fish.
Yeah, there's decent fish there. Definitely bigger fish there. A herd of tuna. They might pick up your chum, Jay. He's streaking up fast like he's gonna hit something.
I missed those chum years.
Oh, this is the time.
Oh, you chummed him up quick, Jay. It took you like 2 seconds. Boom! Why can't you do that more often?
Could be a decent one, Dave.
Oh.
It's not a good one.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute.
Didn't look that good.
I told you not to chum.
Didn't look that great.
That looks awful shocky to me, Jay.
Yeah, I don't know how that one's gonna turn out. Oh, this is the time that I know exactly what happened.
What?
That a dogfish ate the bait.
Oh, yeah.
And then the tuna fish bit the dogfish.
Yeah. Oh, he grabbed it, yeah.
So our hook wasn't even exposed.
Right.
Look at it. That's the tuna marks. We hooked the dogfish. He was at the bottom, basically right under the boat. The tuna grabbed it, had it in its mouth, but the hook didn't come out like we wanted.
Yeah, that stinks.
So, hook up, but not hooked up.
So now I'm frustrated and aggravated, and the fish are gone. Welcome to tuna fishing 101.
That's tuna fishing.
Yeah.
That was definitely an epic high quick and then an epic low.
We definitely weren't in Cape Cod Bay for that. That was actually the northwest corner.
Yeah.
Pirates having a personal
On the
battle
east
with
side.
the birds today.
I'm surprised at how much I remember after seeing this.
out of here.
I haven't watched these episodes since they aired the first time. You know, we watch them every episode when they air.
Whiting and chum, that's you.
I know.
You know, I like watching this boat just because of Pirate.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the other guy pisses me off.
Pirate made it
I don't
happen.
give a about the birds. You can't go where the
Well, yeah,
chum's not
Ralph,
going to go through the line.
You know,
You gotta
I thought
outsmart
Ralph
them.
was
You
actually
gotta-
good
you
for
gotta
the
brain,
show.
you gotta
He
pea-brain. You gotta
played a
fake 'em
part.
out.
But
Fake him out.
man, he just would push and push and push. I didn't break my heart when he was no longer around. But he's still fishing, I imagine. He's still down there on the Cape.
Ah, you little bastards.
Him and all his friends. Oh, Pirate! Don't feed birds, Pirate.
If they only knew what we do.
No.
No, they show it.
What?
They're gonna show it.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they do.
No,
They show
don't.
the fireworks.
Oh, the
They do.
fireworks.
Yeah.
I thought, me and you? Yeah, no, never mind. Never mind, leave it for another time.
Birds were vicious, very hard to chum.
Yeah, these guys have no idea how to take
Those
care of these
things are
birds.
delicious. We make a nice.
But,
Yeah. It's like quail.
Squab.
The chum master, bait master, chum master.
You know,
Donna's a sweetheart. Yeah.
did you know the shearwaters are the most populated seabird?
And the most prolific bird on the planet, I think. Greater shearwaters. I'm sure Pirate believes it.
Look at what he's got now.
Oh, you're not so hungry now, are you?
How come you don't want to eat it now? You
Pirate.
How do you get that thing?
It wasn't good the last hour, and the machine was beeping the whole time all this is taking place. It was unbelievable.
I can't believe he's
How do you
got a
get that
pet seagull.
thing?
Ralph's bitching because he can't put a line in the water because the birds. Even his live mackerel on the balloon. Even his live mackerel on the balloon is getting eaten by the birds dive bombing it. I got 1, 2, there's 3 under the boat right now, 90 feet.
Uh-oh, here goes
What's the
Dave.
problem? Why can't we get a bite here?
can't get chum in the water.
You got 3 big 900-pounders here. No food in the water. They're not.
Look at those. I can't believe how much we were chumming the first seasons.
And look, he's got the chum pot.
Yeah.
Throw it down about 30 feet, and then we give it a pull to release the chum so that way the birds don't see it. They're making us work for it today.
Again.
It's a lot of work, but it's the price you gotta pay to catch a tuna fish.
That's
What
true.
separates the men from the boys?
Is Paul a man or a boy?
One fish today, easily bring in $7,000. So I'm gonna rig another bait right now.
A
Gotta
Duffy
do it.
roll.
We're on.
That's exactly how my boat is, too. It's funny, you don't see that roll in the hard merch. Boat worth 1/10 the money, and she sits better than all those fancy ones.
A couple of people in the back.
Looks like it from here.
I think it's because the merch's got a square back to it, too.
Yeah. It's that classic Novi boat. But you'll never be fast like the other guys, but you'll always be comfortable.
It doesn't get faster, it just gets louder.
You'll always be comfortable. And she brought us to hell and back a bunch of times.
Yeah, they're hooked up. Yes, I can confirm Pug Gom is hooked up.
No, he's definitely hooked up.
Dave's not over.
No way.
See how pissed they get?
Yeah. People hate to see Dave catch one.
They screw up all the gear. Right here, he's gonna take.
That's why it's called reality TV.
$30 is gone right here. Pain in the ass, waste of time right here.
Dave got a shark. Isn't that terrible?
Come on, let's get this thing off.
Boo-hoo.
Scary.
Goodbye. All right, let's get back to work. Well, we rebait that rod. It's out of commission. But frustrating as can be.
Those first few seasons, though, chum was everything. You had the most chum wins.
Oh, yeah.
And then these days, we can't even think about chumming.
Too many sharks.
Too many sharks, too many sharks. Chum can be your best friend or your worst enemy.
Quick!
Oh,
Oh, we're on.
what do we got? What do we got? What do we got?
Shark, I think. Was that a tuna?
Short. Thought it was a shark.
Maybe Jay can pull him up for me.
Okay.
Shark or short?
The editing was bad.
He's gone? It was different then.
That was definitely a short. Better than
Didn't have it long enough to know.
There's nothing good about that. We had them long enough to destroy everything. That's it for this
broken stuff.
day.
Yeah.
Another day of wasted money.
Well, you know, Jay,
Sharks won't
you might remember, there was a time, things are good now and got good while we were participating.
I understand.
in these
Every
years,
fish
right?
meant something, you know?
Right. But, there was a time where I would have one pack of hooks, 5 hooks, and 1 pack of fluorocarbon. And I wouldn't put a hook in the water unless I knew we were going to catch a tuna with it, because I didn't have the money to have extras. You remember those days. Ooh.
Just never got it going. We just kept getting
Captain's a little cranky today, it sounds.
That's why I'm always outside. So, he's got a lot on him, He's got kids at home that need food, that need
Yeah, Captain's definitely got his angry eyes on.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets to you. You're only human. You do
It's
this
tuna
for,
fishing.
70 days a year. And the stress builds.
Knowing that people are catching fish, that builds a lot of stress around.
Yeah. What a brutal racket.
Losing
You know
gear
what's
to
scary
sharks.
is those other guys do it for fun. Back down Ralph in Provincetown.
Guys up in Gloucester, and there's a little fight going on with bigger fish.
So we're heading out to a place that's really a little bit out of my comfort zone, but we really need to snag a giant bluefin. We really need a fish bad.
Where's he going? Oh, they're going to go to
The only
George's.
problem with being on land for a few hours, it's
Completely infested with people.
That was a great line. Still true to this day.
Yeah.
Maybe 98 incher. We'll see what happens.
There's no more money after this risk. We don't produce.
Yeah, I think we're all
Game
going to
over.
George's.
Hard merchandise.
And I think, truthfully, this is the one with the bluefish.
Yep, because I remember that one.
No, that was on the show somewhere.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll show it like that.
No, they don't. It's never as good.
They just show the bent rod.
Happened so fast.
Yeah, it did happen fast.
I don't care how much Ralph or the other boats with us because we always catch the most fish.
Yeah, this was,
Are you chumming?
again, early on, we tried to work with Ralph.
You got fish on the screen, you're not chumming.
I didn't know that.
Huh? I thought you were chumming. You're sitting there with a bucket between your legs, except I see there's no bait missing out of it.
He might yell more than you.
Maybe. I can out-yell him,
Catching any
though.
bait. Figured at least you were chumming.
Me and
The angry elf.
raccoons, and all of a sudden, a big fat.
He's an angry elf?
He's an angry elf.
Oh, fish on.
Oh, there you go. Oh, Good for Ralph. He got a bite. Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
He's hooked up.
Rumor has it his father.
Bam.
I don't know if you want to go with that.
Ralph must have got picked on a lot when he was a kid. You think maybe that's why he's angry? I bet his old man had to tie a piece of steak around his neck so the dog would play with him.
Size for giant tuna season the last couple of years has been 73 inches.
Oh, man. Pay attention. Don't look at me.
The captain's under a lot of pressure right now. You know, you get that bite, you want to make sure you don't mess up.
I think he's a keeper.
You gonna get it?
Got him.
They hit him.
Got him. Wait. Push him around. Push him around. I'll leave him there.
Oh, .com had to watch that too.
Yeah.
Man.
He's twitching.
Yeah.
But look how it's a mess.
Good. It's not a high five till we measure him, but we got something tied up here.
Yeah.
$75-incher.
Yeah.
Looks a little small to me.
Better be keeping.
Yeah, they always look.
To the shoulder, remember?
It always looks bigger underwater. That's why Ralph brings his girlfriend to the hot tub.
73 inches or greater in order to sell it.
74. Yeah, probably $3,000, 2,500, something like that.
They love that one.
Keep coming, you gotta keep catching.
Let's see, was it a keeper? I didn't even see.
74.
74.
But any tuna fish that's keeper size is a good tuna fish for me.
Here we are again.
Here we are in.
Oh, what are you doing? Playing with the birds?
Here we are in not Cape Cod Bay.
I've got no more.
This is George's, because we're side 2.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was pretty good.
Yeah. With the cast for the secret cod bait.
Here it comes. Look at it, I'm just chumming right out of the big tote.
That's how much we threw then.
We would bring a cooler just for chum.
And remember too, back then chum was $11 a box. $11 a box we could buy the bait for. Now they get 100 if they think you're tuna fishing. $50 if you're gonna go lobstering.
Get ready.
We're on a fish!
That was that blue.
Yeah. We put it down and it never stopped. Yeah. Oh, we kept that all. You did a good job. You kept that blue alive all night long in that scrawny little barrel.
But when you get one that pulls this side,
And as soon as we put it out, we were on.
I remember this fish too. It's gonna be an 800-pounder.
Yeah.
And we're catching it in the middle of everybody.
Yep,
See all the
yep,
fleet?
Yep.
Great excitement.
Boy.
You know, 150 miles to George's.
Yeah.
Big gamble.
It is a big gamble. But it's funny though, yeah.
He's gonna show himself any minute. He's just under the surface.
In this episode, we're in Cape Cod Bay, allegedly.
Yeah. It said Cape Cod Bay, but...
Right. There he is.
which means he's not down deep in the water. This is a problem. If I'm not careful, I could lose him in the rudder or the propeller.
Be careful, Dave.
There's a nice one.
$1,000 is gone.
Don't make me start breaking.
Just stay focused.
Good job, Jay.
Ready for the switcheroo?
Yeah. Keeping that dot line ready, Jay. You know what
Look at that. Back in the day when I used to actually reel something.
I know.
This is the crucial part.
But then you and Joe started to do your job so well, and I became obsolete. And now you guys are both licensed captains and run the boat.
Get ready, Jay.
There we go. Last final circle.
Yeah.
Make or break our trip.
Any minute now. Take that. How do you like me now? We have a bleeder, folks. We have a bleeder.
That's a big fish.
Yeah.
A slob in Gloucester.
But now it's really time to focus. This is where a large majority of fish are lost.
Got down with the tail. Don't let go of him now. We can still lose him very easy.
Ooh, he's linking good.
Now we're bleeding them and then gonna swim them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, making sure that our fish is doing good. You lost them? You lost them?
What? Oh, yeah. I don't know what happened there. He must have fell off the hook.
You're not supposed to do that.
I know. And you would just put it in gear. He was going to rip it out of my hands. I think I remember that now.
Did you lose them?
I don't think we lost them.
All right, here it is. Let's watch it.
All right.
What do we do?
All right, we still got it.
This is 12 years ago, so it's hard to
I know.
remember.
It's hard to remember.
The hook dropped out of his mouth, the big meat hook. We could lose him. Wait, I lost him again!
Oh, I think they just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
We got to get that tail strapped.
Right. So remember, we get the head going, we swim them, right? And then I told you to put it in gear, and then right at the time the hook fell out. And now, the tail rope is 20 feet back there, so we could swim them. That's what happened. Almost yanked it out of my hand.
And that almost ended in disaster after all that. But fortunately, Jay's on the ball.
We're all happy.
You did good. You did good.
Big fish. That's a big one.
Over the rail and in the pail. Back to the dock to make the sail.
8 feet, 9 inches.
No doubt in my mind, this fish here.
700 pounder.
Yeah. All right. Well done, Jay.
No, back to this boat.
So you're getting really excited about catching this fish.
No, it's interesting is how much time on these earlier episodes,
Shows how you dance.
we're kind of spent on each boat, you know what I mean? Like before we had more boats, which is, obviously neither here nor there, but it's interesting what a difference I think. I don't know.
Where it showed a lot more.
Well, we had to, or you had to fill, you could look at it either way. You had to fill a lot more, but it's definitely a noticeable difference. It almost seems, in those later seasons seemed kind of mechanical. Boom, 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 boom. Interesting.
The beginning here, we actually went fishing.
Yeah.
But with the rules and the regulations and stuff, that changed out a lot.
Yeah, everything changes.
Used to be 3 to 5 fish a trip.
Right. Well, this was
open every day too.
No, this was season 1, right? And I think if I remember, they were worried if we were going to get enough fish to make this season 1 happen.
Yeah.
Right? And then what's interesting, over the run of the show, eventually we moved up to as high as 5 fish per trip. Right, and then the fish got thick again, and so it got reduced down to 1 a trip, and then even, certain days a week, 4 days a week, like it is now, right? And that's because the fish is so abundant, right? One of the things I always hated was that little paragraph that Nat Geo insisted they put up there, where the stocks are at 50%. The truth is, the stocks basically fully rebuilt. 81% the last assessment 7 years ago. When they do the next assessment, I believe it'll be designated fully rebuilt. But, and that's why we're at 1 day a week, because the fish is so easy to catch now, right? Whereas when they don't come in, and that's the cyclical nature of fishing. It's nothing to do with the health of the resource. When they're easy to catch, we cut it back to 1 a day. When they're hard to come by and you gotta look for them, we make it more liberal. What's important is we allow the fishing fleet to access their quota regardless of how easy the fish are coming.
So if we don't catch our fish for the year, we can't catch it next year.
Well, no, it'll roll over. The quota will roll over, but there's a limit, so it can't. And they do that so you don't wind up with an artificially high quota in any future seasons, right? There's a lot to it that goes into the management. And unfortunately, look how young Joe looks. He's doing a good luck job. Unfortunately, Nat Geo never got into the goodies about fisheries management. We touched the bases, but I just hated why they focused on that one 50% number when I think we could have done better. Patsy, he's still kicking,
Bottom line is, this was an absolute necessity.
Patsy, Godfrey's gone.
Be able to keep the lights on,
Mark Godfrey
be able to pay the
passes in
electric
season
bill,
2.
Be able to put food on the table, and all the things we all need out of this.
Eva, look, she's
Yeah.
tiny.
Look how tiny she is now, and now she's off on her second year of college.
Yep.
Flash forward to present day, she's on her second year of college.
It's crazy how time's just pass so fast.
Yeah. It is. Time flies. Well, Jay, that was it. That was episode 2,
Yep.
right? Season 1.
We caught our first fish.
We got a fish.
800-pounder.
800-pounder, nice one.
Yep.
Ralph got one right in front of Dave on the .com.
You saw his eye twitch, right?
Yeah. Dave didn't like that at all. So we kind of got a little payback from Ralph, though, for steering Donna and Billy wrong.
There was a lot of good in that episode.
Yeah, it was definitely good to watch.
It was definitely fun.
All right, but you know what? My coffee's cold.
Let's get out of here.
Time to go. And I gotta piss.